you know, I got a few minutes, and I think that's about all it's going to take. I just got through watching the latest episode of Star Trek Discovery, and through the whole episode, everything that I kept thinking about was the episodes. Is there no truth and beauty where no man has gone before? The episode with the Kelvins, I put that right here. The episode with the Kelvins, you know, and about two or three other episodes, maybe one in the animated series too, where we know what the galactic barrier is, how the effects it has, the problems navigating through the galactic barrier because you need a Medusan, all your sensors is off, everything. It was never no bubbles inside the galactic barrier, you know. So all through the episode, I was kind of focusing on that. I was focusing on that. I was focusing on programmable antimatter. You know, I mean, if you got programmable matter, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have programmable antimatter. But antimatter is antimatter. It's just the opposite of whatever matter that it's doing. So, like, I'm trying to figure out the purpose. Like, what would be the purpose of having programmable antimatter? So, anyway, so I'm trying to figure out why the spore drive ship makes the ship spin before it jumps in the spore. What is the purpose of that? Like, that must be accounted for by the inertial dampening field, but like, I mean, obviously, but it's just like, is that for effect? I mean, they could have thought of a lot more effects than that. I did like the way they depicted the galactic barrier. Now, the thing about the galactic barrier is, and then them talking about this planet that's 2 years away from the galactic barrier, the only planet that has ever been depicted being right outside the galactic barrier was the sha-ka-ri planet, you know, and I wonder if they're trying to bring in the god of sha-ka-ri from Star Trek The Undiscovered Country, not The Undiscovered Country, where no man has gone before, I believe it is. I put that right here too. But I wonder if they're trying to bring in the god of sha-ka-ri. Like, that being said, then, why would the god of sha-ka-ri be trying to mine whatever the ore is on this other planet that's in the galaxy? Like, and then why wouldn't the Q continuum stop the god of sha-ka-ri from doing that? Like, and then why didn't anybody with heightened ESPN, because I'm pretty sure some people like that aboard the ship, get affected by the Great Barrier and turn telekinetic, extremely powerful godlike beings, you know, like ESPN to the triple 15th power. Like, it's a whole lot of questions I have about this episode. Like, and then above all else, right? What did we learn? Well, I guess we learned that the barrier is tripped out looking in 1,000 years in the future. I guess we learned that you can get communications inside the Great Barrier. I guess we learned that you can navigate. You can actually navigate without a Medusan in the Great Barrier. I guess it's like it's a lot of stuff. Well, I guess they went through the barrier a few other times without a Medusan, but I think that was at the center of the galaxy, the galactic, the galactic barrier at the center, not the galactic barrier at the outside. Like, the Kelvins helped them get through it the last time. It's just a lot of, the entity made them go through it in one episode where they was fighting Kang and them on a ship. Like, it's a lot of questions I have, and then we didn't really get to learn too much about what's going on with the alien species, the first contact thing. Everybody's preparing for it. You know, the DMT move to the Alpha Quadrant. And that being said, the Alpha Quadrant is pretty daggone big, right? The Alpha Quadrant is huge, right? So as soon as it appears in the Alpha Quadrant, forget all the other planets and species that's in the Alpha Quadrant. We just worried about the three founded. Like, did it appear next to Earth and Navarre and Titan? Like, it's just a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions about this episode. We did get to learn what's motivating Tarka, you know, and it's again a love story. And I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, we do know that there's a lot of parallel universes in Star Trek, the mirror universe being just one. And that was explored in the episode Parallels in the Next Generation. But it has never been shown that you could pinpoint which one you want to go to and just teleport there. The only one we know that happens in is in the mirror universe. Like, And then Discovery was like, yo, the mirror universe is floating away. So that means that all these dimensions are, they're not static. They're moving. You know, they're dynamic alternate universes. So how will you be able to pinpoint them? Like the last time you, I just got a lot of questions, you know. They did talk about the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, but they didn't like even mentioning that and then saying, okay, well, we could determine what the next bubble is, even though we got the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Didn't they know what that meant? Like, the whole point of the Heisenberg uncertainty principle means it's uncertain. It's uncertain. How you gonna predict? Anyway, the episode was a discovery episode. It's one of my problem kids. I keep telling everybody about it. It's one of my problem kids. So you know, hey, there's that. So this was my review of Star Trek Discovery. Yeah, yeah, there we go. Just a lot of questions. Just a whole lot of questions. And then when the president is getting ready to give a speech, she's in the middle of what's shaping up to be a high speed speech. They go silent on her. Like that's like you got the Braveheart speech, and he riding his horse, and then all of a sudden they cut to just music playing in people's faces. Like, no, man, we want to hear the rousing speech too. We want to be we part of this. You know, we part of the crew. You know what I'm saying? We want to hear the rousing speech. We want to get motivated. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the writers started with an outstanding speech and just was like, we forgot. We don't know what else to write. We forget it. Just start writing. Just play some music and show people faces. Like, man, yeah. And then, you know, like this love story, right? With them being locked up for 2 years. It reminds me of kind of like, and when I say it reminds me, only of the situation, not the love story part. But you remember when O'Brien got locked up by, you know, the Emerald Chain, and you know he was not the Emerald Chain. He got locked up by those that species that made the whole 20 years that he spent in jail part of like a inner light type experience with him. And none of that did O'Brien and them be like, yo, let's try to make a transporter. Like, didn't they know they was being watched? They tried to do a whole Iron Man thing on us, right? But with a teleport, like with an interdimensional, look, you could have made a normal transporter, transported into that cave that you was hiding in for a while, right? And it's so many questions about this episode, man, but it's a discovery. Anyway, you guys be cool. Thank you for watching. And as always, peace, recycle, and save the whales. You guys be cool.